Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k15 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. This is it, the final episode of Main Event and SmackDown before the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view coming up very, very soon. Of course, you can get yourself an opportunity to watch the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view early by supporting the Patreon. If you are a Patreon supporter, you will get the Elimination Chamber a couple of days early. Link to that is in the description down below, but this week's episode is going to be a big one. We're going to cover a number of matches this week, and we're going to do things a little differently in this week's episode. But before we get into all that, to kick it off, tag team action, Xavier Woods will team up with Bad News Barrett to take on Sami Zayn and Neville, and of course at the Elimination Chamber preview in the pre-show match, it will be a fatal four-way between all four of these competitors, with the winner facing Dolph Ziggler for the US Championship later on in that night. So that should be a big one. We announced that earlier on the Facebook page, so that is going to be a hell of a match. I'm looking forward to seeing who wins this one. One-on-one action between Brie Bella and Paige, as Brie Bella looks to get some momentum heading in towards the Chamber. One-on-one action between Cesaro, who'll take on one half of the Ascension. Of course, Cesaro and Kip will take on the Ascension at the pay-per-view. And six-man tag team action. All six men in the Elimination Chamber for Raw will be in action. Ziggler, Reigns, Triple H versus Ryback, Sheamus, and Seth Rollins. Wow, what a match that's going to be. And we're going to go and check this one out. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to play the final remaining minutes of that one, and we'll see how that one all goes about. Zayn and Neville pick up the win, of course, in Zayn Gravity, teaming up again. They pick up a win. Brie Bella defeats Paige as well, so Brie's got some momentum heading in. And finally, Victor from the Ascension picks up the win. So let's go check in to see how this six-man tag team action does play out. This is going to be a big, big matchup. Really looking forward to seeing how this one comes about. So let's go check it out right now. Alrighty, so we're in the final stages of this one. We've got Triple H, who's looking to set up Seth Rollins right now with the pedigree. Now, I just wanted to check in and see how this one went down, as there's the pedigree by Triple H. As this one did go for quite some time, and now Triple H trying to pin Rollins, who kicks out at 2 of the pedigree. Well, how did he do that? Seth Rollins, he's just unstoppable right now. I mean, he kicks out of everything. How the hell did he kick out of the pedigree? That's beyond me. Now, in comes Roman Reigns, who gets a strike right into the midsection of Seth Rollins. We know Reigns and Rollins is currently in a bit of a rivalry with one another. I mean, Reigns and Rollins have been attacking each other over the course of the past few weeks. Rollins getting the upper hand on Roman Reigns. And we now know it'll be Dean Ambrose who's going to be coming after the WWE Championship. So the winner of the Chamber match will face Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania. So it's a huge match. And Seth Rollins will want to be able to keep his title and try and main event WrestleMania now. Roman Reigns trying to make Seth Rollins tap out. Seth Rollins in some trouble. Reigns has a submission hold. And now Sheamus and Ryback are entering and trying to break this one up. Certainly took their time. I think they were thinking that Seth was going to break out of it, but when they noticed it was held in for quite some time, they decided to come in and break it up. And Seth Rollins takes down Reigns. So big match, six-man Elimination Chamber match for Raw. We've got the US Champion Ziggler, we've got Triple H, who's just returning, who's been in a bit of a situation with Ryback himself. I mean, back and forth between Ryback and Triple H. Roman Reigns trying to make a big statement, and of course Sheamus is on the rise as well. Former world champion Sheamus is trying to get his career back to the top of the show here on Monday Night Raw. And now Reigns, here we go, he's got Rollins up, drilling him down. Reigns, big move, this should be it, the cover. And no, Seth Rollins still in it. I think he might have got on the rope or something like that, I don't know. But Sheamus takes down Reigns to get a moment of separation right now for Rollins, who was probably crawling over to get to the cover. Reigns gets back to his feet though before Rollins can capitalize on that. Both men struggling to get back to their feet. And now Reigns back up. He's got Rollins up there too. And now, spear! Big spear there by Reigns! Ryback and Sheamus are coming, and they'll break it up. A big spear there by Roman Reigns on Seth Rollins. Big opportunity there for Reigns. Here we go, inside cradle now. This could be it. And Ryback breaks it up. Roman Reigns unable to get the job done. Hit the spear, couldn't get it done because he keeps getting broken up. But Reigns is not giving up just quite yet. He's got Rollins up again. Now he takes him down again. Another big move after the spear. This should be it. Now the cover. 2. Ziggler's in there and he breaks up Ryback's attempt. And Roman Reigns sneaks away with the victory over Seth Rollins. Here's some of the highlights throughout the match. Ziggler was in complete control over Sheamus. And Roman Reigns here at the end. There it was, taking down Seth Rollins. Big move. And Ziggler and Triple H just got involved quick enough. And you can see Dolph Ziggler just hit Ryback as he was going to go for the breakup. And he has done enough to keep Ryback away, which means that these three men, Triple H, Roman Reigns, and Dolph Ziggler, all pick up the victory heading in towards the Elimination Chamber. I thought I'd just check in and see how this one went down. It was too big of a match not to check out. Big six-man tag team action. Triple H, Reigns, and Ziggler picking up the win. And we may have ourselves a new champion coming out of the Elimination Chamber. So now we're here on this week's SmackDown show, and we have some big things planned for this week's show as well. Now, General Manager Edge, he announced earlier on after the Raw Super Show that Sting and The Undertaker would both be added into the SmackDown Elimination Chamber, making the final spots gone. They're taken now. The Elimination Chamber is completely full for SmackDown. Sting and Taker taking the final two spots, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. Tag team action, number one contenders match. We saw the Dudley Boyz return at the Raw Super Show. They're back. The Wyatt family versus the Dudleys. The winner will face the Usos at the Elimination Chamber. So, big match. The Dudleys already beat the Usos. Can they do it again? But they have to get through the Wyatt family first to get their opportunity. And the Wyatt family have a lot of history between themselves and the Usos. Beat the Clock Challenge match. Bray Wyatt will stay out there, and he'll take on Damien Sandow. With a time to beat of 9 minutes and 23 seconds set by the Big Show, Bray Wyatt or Sandow have a big opportunity. It's not a great time. They have a good chance to win and become the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. And that will be the final Beat the Clock Challenge match. The Usos are in action. They'll be taking on the Lucha Dragons in tag team action. Rusev will go one-on-one with our IC champion, Jack Swagger, and Zeb Coulter back in Swagger's corner after a little bit of a ban, a bit of a suspension there from Edge, who wasn't exactly thrilled with him. Brock Lesnar, he missed out on the Chamber, but he has an opportunity here to take on the champion CM Punk. Can the Beast turn it around? A couple of bad weeks for Lesnar. And finally, tag team action. We have Jericho and Batista teaming up once again, this time taking on John Cena. And somehow Cena and Kevin Owens are going to have to coincide, and they'll be involved in tag team action. So those are the other four participants in the Chamber matchup. And the Usos versus the Lucha Dragons. The Lucha Dragons pick up a shock victory over the Usos. So the Usos in a bit of trouble heading in towards the pay-per-view. They've lost a couple of matches in a row. Rusev defeats Jack Swagger. Everybody's beating Jack Swagger. What is going on there? Jack Swagger, ever since winning the title, not so good. CM Punk defeats Brock Lesnar. So Lesnar's, well, we thought he was going to make a huge run for the title, but he's just missing out in recent times, just struggling a little bit. So let's go check out how our opening contest went down. Alrighty, so here we go. The Dudley Boyz are in action right now, and they'll be taking on the Wyatt family. A huge matchup right now. The Dudleys making their huge return at the Raw Super Show, and I think this is the first time they've competed on SmackDown in their history of Universe Mode. So this is going to be a big, big matchup. The Dudleys have officially signed with SmackDown. They are full-time SmackDown superstars with their victory over the Usos. General Manager Edge has given them a contract, so expect to see more of the Dudley Boyz here in Universe Mode, which will be fantastic. And now, their opponents, and arguably this is going to be a very, very tough chance. I mean, the Wyatt family have been on a bit of a resurgence themselves after a few months out of contention for the tag titles, because the Usos did defeat them for the titles, and they were involved with such a long rivalry between the two teams. I believe it was Jey Uso who was taken out, and actually might have been Jimmy Uso who was taken out, my bad, but one of the Usos was taken out by the Wyatt family, and it was put on the shelf, and they went back and forth for quite some time there, and in the end, it was the Usos who were triumphant and did defeat the monsters that were the Wyatt family. Now the Wyatts are looking to get back in, and Eric Rowan starts off pretty good, but yes, here we go, the Dudley Boyz hitting back with some nice teamwork there, and the veteran team of the Dudley Boyz, we know what they're capable of. They are, without a doubt, one of the best teams, if not the best team in the history of the WWE. And now, Lutez Press, Bubba Ray Dudley taking down Eric Rowan. So, big opportunity right now. One of these two teams will face the Usos at the Chamber. And just to finish off what we were talking about before, so what is going to be in our SmackDown Elimination Chamber main event, Sting versus The Undertaker. versus Kevin Owens versus Batista versus Chris Jericho versus John Cena. That will be the 6 participants in the Chamber match. General Manager Edge, we've been told that he wants the Undertaker and Sting to get it over and done with. Get their rivalry, get it sorted out, because it's been imploding. The two guys have been beating the hell out of each other all the time at the end of many shows, and of course they beat the hell out of one another on the Raw Super Show. Undertaker tombstoning Sting and a chokeslam. So SmackDown GM Edge has had enough, and he wants these two guys to get locked inside a chamber and beat the hell out of each other in there in a sanctioned match. So that's why Edge has made the decision. They didn't have to qualify, which you could argue is a little unfair to the likes of the other superstars on the roster, but I think it's right. I think it's the right call that Edge has made. Get these two guys, these two legends involved in a match against one another, and I'm sure we're going to see those two guys go at it at the Chamber, and that is going to be something to see. That is for sure. A bit of a WrestleMania preview where we know Undertaker and Sting will go one-on-one at WrestleMania, so you have to ask the question, whoever wins this match, let's say Undertaker or Sting does win the match, they'll have an opportunity for the world title at WrestleMania, so it has huge implications on the line. I mean, it's not just getting these two guys in there for an opportunity against one another. They have an opportunity to become the #1 contender for the world title, so the plans of Sting and The Undertaker could be ruined there, but I get the feeling both guys are just going to be going after one another and not really focusing on the task at hand, and that is winning the Chamber and becoming the next World Heavyweight Champion in the future, as Eric Rowan does take down Devon Dudley. And of course, just to finish that off, since Dean Ambrose did go to Raw, that means the SmackDown Elimination Chamber matchup is indeed... Oh, big splash there by Rowan! The Chamber matchup is indeed a #1 contenders match for WrestleMania, and CM Punk will not be defending in the Chamber. So CM Punk does indeed have the night off, so the champion's got a bit of a reprieve. As Eric Rowan, set down there by Devon, and has an opportunity right now to put Eric Rowan away. And big boot there by Devon. So the Dudley Boyz getting a win over the Usos on Raw, straight away throwing their name right into the top of the tag team mix here on SmackDown, because the Usos, they've been beating everybody. I mean, we saw the Miz and Sandow try, and they lost, so they had to go to singles competition for their next move in their careers. The Wyatts have had a number of opportunities. They have failed. The Lucha Dragons couldn't get themselves in contention. I mean, they did pick up a win over the Usos, so you'd have to say if they don't win, if the Dudleys or the Wyatt family do not win against the Usos at the Chamber, perhaps the Lucha Dragons is the next team in line. The Inspirational Express haven't really had many opportunities to get themselves going, so there's a few teams here, and the new team of Golden Stardust, since they've come over, they haven't picked up many wins, so nobody's really been consistent enough to really earn an opportunity at the Usos, so this is a big challenge here. And I think these two teams are the top two teams right now in the division, the Dudleys and the Wyatts. As Devon trying to send Rowan into the corner, instead he gets sent there by himself, but a counter now, and Rowan able to shrug Devon away. And dazzling and dazing Devon right there as he gets set into the corner. Luke Harper's ready to go. He's not going to get in there just quite yet. He's going to have to wait another moment or two. But Eric Rowan wants to try and send him in there again and try it again. We're going to get ready to take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen, here on SmackDown. And we'll come back and we'll see the rest of this action coming up very soon as SmackDown continues. Check out BrendenPlayz.com and gain access to exclusive content for Universe Mode, including news and updates, signings, releases, trades, power rankings, match previews, pay-per-view cards. Everything you need for Universe Mode is on the BrendenPlayz website, including the forums, the one place you can go ahead and discuss everything there is to do with BrendenPlayz and the real life WWE. Of course, you can also go in the chat room and talk to other BrendenPlayz fans about anything and everything. BrendenPlayz.com, go check it out today. Alright folks, we're back here on SmackDown, and we have Bubba Ray Dudley and Eric Rowan in there right now as Eric Rowan gets hung up on the ropes. And it's been a back and forth contest between both these two teams, and at the moment it's Bubba Ray in control over Eric Rowan. It's really anyone's matchup right now, but Bubba Ray's got Eric Rowan up with a big suplex! And that might be the key turning point in this matchup to swing the momentum into the Dudley Boyz' favor right now. The veteran team of the Dudley Boyz trying to return. We've seen them a couple times here in Universe Mode. They had an opportunity to get themselves a chance at the WWE Tag Team titles over on Raw. They were unsuccessful, and now they've come back full time here on SmackDown, coming after the World Tag Team titles, and now Bubba Ray might be about to do it right now, but the referee is distracted, and I believe it's Bray Wyatt in the corner of your screen who is distracted. The referee, and Eric Rowan's able to take advantage, hits the DDT. So just when you thought the Dudley Boyz were going to get it done, Bray Wyatt gets involved, and Devon's not having any of that. Make sure that gets broken up, and this one does continue right now. Oh, big right hand there by Eric Rowan, who might need to look for a tag here, as, oh, drop toe hold, down goes Eric Rowan. And now, this time, Bubba Ray trying to win a match for his team, and Harper's coming along. Realize the sense of urgency right there. He knows that this is a big point in the matchup. And now, Bubba Ray's thinking about trying to put Eric Rowan away. Here we go. The big cutter. That's it. Surely, that's got to be it. The Dudley Boyz are going to do it. The cover. No, he can't. Not yet. As this one does continue. You thought that it was going to be over. And Devon off the second rope. A double axe handle, down goes Eric Rowan. And now, an opportunity. Eric Rowan might be still out of it after that cutter. He is, yes! And the attack by Devon was enough to keep Rowan down after the cutter. And the Dudley Boyz pick up the win. They've done it. The Dudley Boyz have qualified for the Elimination Chamber and will be the next #1 contenders for the tag team titles. Here's some of the highlights. Big time spinebuster earlier on by Devon, and it was the cutter from Bubba Ray, and Devon add the exclamation mark as well. The Dudley Boyz are back here on SmackDown. They've picked up the win, and they'll have an opportunity at the Usos at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Of course, if you want to go and check out BrendenPlayz.com, you can see the entire match card for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view as well, and you can see what matches are on from Raw and SmackDown. If you are a little bit behind and not quite aware on what matches are coming at the Chamber. What a victory there by Devon and Bubba Ray. As we'll move on to our next matchup, and it's going to be Bray Wyatt coming out once again. This time, he'll be coming up against Damien Sandow in singles action for an opportunity for himself to become the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Bray Wyatt, a former champion in his own right. And there was a period of time late last year where the Wyatt family were absolutely unstoppable. The Wyatts were trying to get back to that moment here tonight. They were unsuccessful in their tag team endeavors. Perhaps the IC Championship will fare better for them. Alrighty, so out comes Damien Sandow. The Miz, he was looking pretty good in the tournament, but he posted a 14-minute time in the Beat the Clock challenge. He did pick up a victory over a number of people, though, later on. So the Miz as a singles is proving pretty successful as we're about to get this one underway right now, folks. So this is it. This is the final Beat the Clock challenge. We've had a number of matches already, and currently the Big Show is in the lead after his devastating victory over Rey Mysterio. Oh, did I say his name? Oh, no. Oh, no, did I say his name? I said it. Rey Mysterio, yes. Big Show beat Rey in a time of 9 minutes, 23 seconds. Rusev almost beat the time last week. I think he was, 12 seconds away from beating Big Show's time. And The Miz, in the first matchup that he had, he posted a time of 14 minutes. So the time hasn't really been that great in the challenge. So let's see if Bray Wyatt or Damien Sandow can make it a little bit easier. The Miz is ringside, so I wouldn't be trusting The Miz too much. Harper and Rowan are both recovering after their tag team matchup earlier on, so they're not out here right now. As Sandow back to his feet. Wyatt sent into the ropes, but a nice counter there by Bray Wyatt. So Bray Wyatt has the experience as a successful singles star here on SmackDown. He's won the championship before. He lost it to Dean Ambrose, which is really nothing to be very embarrassed about. Dean Ambrose is now going to be main eventing WrestleMania, so Bray Wyatt was beaten by a better man. And Bray Wyatt, ever since losing the championship, has just kind of been floating around. He hasn't really shown us what he's made of just quite yet. He's just kind of hanging around. I mean, I don't know what the future is right now for Bray Wyatt. I'm not sure. He didn't get an opportunity to qualifier for the Chamber matchup. You'd have to say if Sting and Undertaker didn't take those final 2 spots, that Bray Wyatt would have had a chance. Unfortunately for Bray, did not get that opportunity. But nonetheless, now it's Sandow back to his feet. Bray Wyatt kicks Sandow away. So Bray Wyatt, I think he's just trying to repackage himself, trying to rebuild himself, figure out what is next for Bray Wyatt. His family's been struggling in recent months, but you've just seen in the last few months that they've just starting to get back to their best. Especially the tag team of Harper and Rowan. They're picking up some valuable victories. And they try their hand as a singles, especially Luke Harper, who took on The Miz in the first Beat the Clock Challenge matchup. He was unsuccessful, so they're trying to get themselves back together as a tag team and get back to where they were. And Bray Wyatt himself is trying to follow suit. Of course, Bray Wyatt was involved with Chris Jericho for a number of the past couple of months as a kick out of 2. So Bray Wyatt himself, I don't think he's really been focusing on his own career. I think it's been more of a focus on just kind of staying at the top, and he's been aligning himself with Jericho, as I said. So he's just been focusing on whatever Chris Jericho's involved with. Now Bray Wyatt can take a step back, whether it's he go after the Intercontinental Championship again, take a step back and try and refuel the flame and try and get his career back on top, because Bray Wyatt, I fear that he's just falling down the card a little bit. And Sandow takes him down. It's a tough roster to be a part of, SmackDown, because there's so many big names here. You got John Cena, you got Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, Chris Jericho, Christian's come back, and the Undertaker and Sting now. You got Batista still. Kevin Owens just came in and immediately pretty much took Bray Wyatt's spot. You know, if there was no Kevin Owens, would Bray Wyatt be in there instead? So it's a tough position right now for Bray Wyatt to be in, and it's a tough roster to be a part of. And I think that Bray Wyatt has to kind of reassess where he's at, and perhaps a switch to Raw might be up in the cards. Big time spine buster there by Sandow, but Bray Wyatt back to his feet comfortably. So perhaps a switch to Raw might be the next step for Bray Wyatt and his Wyatt family. Perhaps that's what is needed for Bray, because at the moment he's just kind of trying to hang around, just trying to stay there. He's not trying to really pursue anything. He's just trying to hang around and stay where he's at. And an opportunity here in the Beat the Clock. If he posts a good time, I think this could be the start of something great for Bray Wyatt, though. As Sandow himself, he and The Miz, unfortunately unsuccessful as a tag team. They're still together as friends and still together as allies, but both trying their hand as single stars. The Miz was in the lead, but now Sandow has a chance to take it back for the team as a kick out of 2 there by Bray Wyatt. 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Currently 9 minutes and 23 seconds is the time to beat. So you probably have to say that this is a pretty easy time to beat. But at the moment, Bray Wyatt, here we go. He's dancing around with Sandow. This might be the beginning of the end for Damien Sandow. And now Sister Abigail, hook of the leg, and here's The Miz. Of course The Miz gets himself involved. Why wouldn't he? As The Miz is back down. He's had his say. Sandow back to his feet now. It's allowed his partner in crime to get back up. And big time move there by Bray Wyatt, just launching Damien Sandow across the ring there, over the top of himself. And another suplex now by Bray, showing off his power and strength here, using the size to his advantage here on Sandow. And Bray Wyatt is in complete control. Could be the beginning of the end for Damien Sandow, who's just trying to hang in there, but he shrugs off Bray Wyatt. But Bray again now. No, Sandow with a counter. So this is the chance now for Sandow. He had a bit of assistance by The Miz, and hey, we've seen it plenty of times. We saw Jack Swagger basically win the title because of Zeb Coulter assisting him. So it's not unusual. Sandow now trying to get the better of Bray Wyatt, but it's not going to happen. And he launches Sandow across the ring again. Bray Wyatt now. And again, The Miz is right there. So time is 6 minutes. Just when Bray Wyatt is just starting to think about putting Sandow away, The Miz is getting himself involved and keeping the clock running. You have to think the next step, if Sandow can't win it, The Miz's next step and Sandow's next step is to make sure that Bray Wyatt cannot win it. So keep the clock running. But at the moment, Sandow still has a good chance to win here. 6 minutes 30 seconds. We're just under 3 minutes to go. So still a chance now for either one of these men here And I think The Miz may have been told to get the hell out of here and go and make another shitty movie, said the referee. And The Miz has been sent away as Bray Wyatt's taking down Sandow again. This time, there's no Miz to interrupt. But what about the rope break, though? And Sandow's still in this one. For how much longer, though? Bray Wyatt in complete control. And now, he might be thinking about putting Sandow away. Here we go, folks. Bray Wyatt this time. Sister Abigail coming up. There it is. Bray Wyatt, if he can get the 3 count right now, will win the Beat the Clock challenge. Yes, he does. 7 minutes, 15 seconds. Bray Wyatt wins the challenge and will face Jack Swagger at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. The Intercontinental Championship will be on the line. Bray Wyatt winning the Beat the Clock challenge. And finally, a decent time. 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Still not that impressive. I mean, we've seen much quicker times in the past. But Bray Wyatt this time, well, you can't discredit him. He had a pretty good time compared to the rest of his competition. Winning the challenge pretty comfortably. And now, it's a big matchup at the Chamber that awaits him. But we're going to go ahead and check out the final remaining moments in the big main event here on SmackDown. It's the tag team matchup, and it's John Cena and Kevin Owens teaming up to take on Jericho and Batista. So we're just going to chime in and see how this one does come about. Here we go! Attitude adjustment already by Cena! Now, here we go! Trying to win the matchup, and no, it's not going to happen. Chris Jericho straight away. So we've seen Batista and Jericho team up a couple times here. They were successful last time when it was Cena and Brock Lesnar versus Jericho and Batista. Now it's Cena and Kevin Owens. We don't know what Kevin Owens is all about. We haven't seen enough of him yet. And we know he's qualified for the Chamber. We know he's really here to win the title. He came out and approached CM Punk face to face, eye to eye, and basically telling CM Punk that he's here for one thing and one thing only. And that's to win the World Heavyweight Championship. And he has an opportunity at the Chamber to qualify for WrestleMania. Now, John Cena launching himself at Jericho. And Cena, though, he has a bit of a problem with Brock Lesnar at the moment. Brock Lesnar not exactly very thrilled about what John Cena did. You know, the fact that Cena lost the matchup between Jericho and Batista, their tag team matchup. And then we had a one-on-one matchup between Cena and Brock took his frustrations out on John Cena after it. So, a bit of a situation between John Cena and Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar came back and was about to become the next big thing here on the brand. He was about to finally earn that opportunity for the world title. John Cena took that away from him. He beat him, and now Lesnar, well, Lesnar's just pissed off and frustrated, so Lesnar's really had enough. Now John Cena attacking Jericho there with a loose Thesz press. So John Cena has a target on his back, so he needs to keep an eye out for it, for Brock Lesnar, because that's one man you do not want to anger, trust me. And perhaps we'll see more of that development in the future, but right now it's Jericho trying to hang on as Cena taking down Jericho. Cena in control of this one. Now John Cena, here we go again, and Jericho kicking out at 2 just. Kevin Owens is coming in to try and make sure Batista doesn't get involved. Not necessary though, as now Cena taken down by Jericho. Jericho picking Cena back up to his feet. What's Jericho thinking now? Uh-oh, here we go, he's got the walls! Walls of Jericho! We saw Cena tap out a few weeks ago. Will he tap out again now? We saw him tap out to the beast bite. Is he going to tap out to the walls? Yes, he is! John Cena tapping out. No! Yes, he has! I thought the referee called it off, but that was to say that Cena had tapped, and that is it. John Cena tapping out again to the walls of Jericho. And it is Jericho and Batista beating Cena again. So this time Kevin Owens suffers a loss because of John Cena. So Cena, well, he's winning, he's losing. It's just, I don't know what is going on with John Cena, but he's tapped out 2 weeks in the build-up to the Chamber. So 2 times in the build-up to the Chamber. So I think Cena might be vulnerable to a few submissions in the Chamber matchup. But that's a big victory there by Jericho and Batista, who has so much momentum heading in. Jericho and Batista, well, I would not count either of the 2 men out. I think one of those 2 guys could win the Chamber matchup. Kevin Owens, just a tad too late. As you can see, John Cena did tap out there. I thought I saw the hand, but the referee was a little bit funny. I didn't know what the hell he was doing. I mean, who pays these referees anyway? They're awful. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the Elimination Chamber is coming up very soon. In about 1 week's time, you can expect to see the Elimination Chamber But before then, you will see the Elimination Chamber pre-show, and then after that, you will see the Elimination Chamber promo. Well, you probably see the promo before the pre-show, but you'll see both those videos around, and then the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view will be uploaded. Just a reminder again, if you are on the Patreon, $1 pledge only, you will get to see the Elimination Chamber completely in its entirety a few days early. The Elimination Chamber should be only one part this time, so just keep an eye out for the one video. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you all at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view.